In this video, I'm going to share 5 tricks of using Figma, which I personally find them very useful in my working process, but they are so hidden and underrated that not everyone is talking about them. So get sure to watch this video until the end. My name is Kia and here is a Kimo. Welcome back to my channel. The first trick is about how we can bring images and assets from any website in the internet into our design file. I personally used to download those images into my local system and then drag and drop them into my design file, which was a very hard process when we were talking about 1,000 different images and assets. But now, the only thing we need to do is just open the website that we would like to select some image from it inside the browser, and then right-click on the images that we would like to have in the design file and copy them. And then we get back to the Figma file and then use the combination key Ctrl-V or Command-V in the Mac in order to paste that images into our design file directly. The better way is that we use the inspection mode of the browser and then switch to the networking tab and then refresh the page in order to have the list of all the assets in the website. Then we can filter all the assets based on the format of the file, such as image in this case, and then we will have access to a list of all the images inside the website. Then I can open up the one that I would like to have in my design file and then copy them and then paste inside the Figma file. This trick also works for the other formats of the file, such as video or SVG, so it will save a lot of time from you. Sometimes we need to have some elements and components from a website in the internet, or even sometimes the whole page, for different purposes and reasons. Sometimes we want to do the redesign on a specific part of a page, or we just want to get inspired by it. I personally used to use the inspection mode of the browser to extract all the detail of the elements and then remake them inside the Figma, which was a very hard process. But now I'm going to show you a better way. We can import the whole HTML page from the internet inside our design file using the HTML to Figma plugin. And it's very easy to use this plugin. Just open up the plugin and then enter the URL of the web page that you would like to have in your Figma file. Then you can play a little bit with the settings and properties that exist inside this plugin and then click on the import. Then less than a few seconds you will have the whole design of that page inside the Figma file. If you have watched this video until now and you found these tricks that I've shared with you interesting as well, please like this video, and if you are new here, subscribe to my channel. In this way you support me to create more content related to user experience and user interface design in my channel. Now let's continue. When it comes to collaborating with different designers in one design file, Figma has many different features that make it one of the best collaborative tools in the market. Here I'm going to share you 3 ways to communicate with your teammate inside the Figma. The first way is commenting. You can use the short key C on your keyboard in order to get into the commenting environment. Then you can click around in the canvas wherever you want and then leave a comment for your teammates. You can mention them even in your comment, which will help the teammate to get access to those comments easier. In the filter panel, you have some other extra features like filtering and sorting your comment. This will increase the findability of each comment for you in your working process. The second way to communicate with your teammate in Figma is to use the voice chat. There's this headphone icon in the toolbar next to the avatars of the users, which whenever you click on that, you will activate the voice chat room. The other users also can activate this feature, and then all the users can be able to kind of talk and communicate with each other via the voice, which is very cool. It's kind of give me the vibe of gaming. You can collaborate with the other teammates in a dynamic way. And the last and coolest way to kind of send message to your teammate in the Figma file is that you use the cursor chat. Cursor chats are basically the chat bubbles that are appearing next to your cursor, and then you can write down some messages which has a limited character, but it's still enough to send some message to your teammate. You can right click on your canvas and then activate the cursor chat and then type your message, or you can click 2 times on the slash key of the keyboard. It's a very nice way to send a message to your teammate. Sometimes we need to resize some element and component or a part of a design in our file. But in my personal experience, whenever I want to do this process using the move tool, due to the complexity of the layout and the design, I usually break the component. Some properties are not going to scale up using the move tool, such as the size of the text, or when you use the auto layout, the spacing and everything else are not going to be affected. So the result will be really messy. However, there is another tool in the toolbar. With the scale tool, you can scale all the elements without kind of taking care of the detail of that component or element. Even in the properties panel, you can accurately say how bigger or smaller you want to make the element that you selected. It's very useful when you want to scale the element and component without taking care of the details. We designers have this habit to save our files after any change that we are doing on our file. I guess we all experience clicking on the Ctrl S or Command S 1,000 times when we are working on a specific file and project. But in this way, we do not have access to the history of our work. So we kind of oversave our current state duplicate on the previous one, so we lose all the history. But the Figma is saving all the history of our work. You can click this arrow next to the name of the file, and then you open this menu, and from that you can click on the history, and then you will open the history panel on the right side. You can create your own checkpoint or the version of the file by just clicking on that plus button, and you can also switch between different versions just by clicking on the version name, which is very handy when it comes to having the complex design system and design file. These were the 5 features and tricks that I wanted to share with you in this video. Personally, I'm using these features a lot in my personal working process, and I believe it can have some impact on your working process as well. At the end, again, I would like to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done yet, and like this video, and share your questions, feedbacks, problems in the comment section with me. Let's learn together, and see you in the next video.